We've got a Game 6 of the World Series tonight in Toronto. The Blue Jays home to the Dodgers. Coverage on Fox, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Jays up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series. They put Kevin Gausman on the hill. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitches for L.A. Toronto, with the win tonight, would win their first World Series title since 1993. Dolphins today parted ways with GM Chris Greer. Head coach Mike McDaniels expected to remain with the team until the end of the regular season. The Ravens were fined $100,000 by the NFL for their handling of the injury report last week involving Lamar Jackson. 49ers are going to start Mac Jones at quarterback against the Giants this Sunday. Brock Purdy not going to start because of his toe injury. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will start against the Seahawks on Sunday night. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young good to go to face the Packers in Green Bay. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco questionable to face the Bears. Bears won't have running back DeAndre Swift for the game. I'm Dan Byer.
Colonoscopy from Dr. Kruger? That's weird. Okay, so rolling solo, but not really because I got the whole crew here. I was Sam running things on the boards. What's up, Samuel?
I'm the devil.
You can take the mask off, Sam.
What do you mean? It's not a mask.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil.
Danny G, super producing, spots on the videos, and of course, Dan Byer hanging.
Hello.
What's up, DB? We got a lot to get to today. We're talking NFL. We're talking Game 6 baseball tonight. And, of course, some Halloween chat. We'll talk some horror movies because our pal Monty went around Fox Sports Radio yesterday asking people about their favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
And I was sort of shocked by the answers. So we'll talk some Halloween in a second, but we are doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And anything you miss, our dude Danny G, hell of a job every day putting together a best of. You could hear that on the Fox Sports Radio app. In fact, one of the dads at school said, "Hey, where can we hear your show? I want to check it out." The iHeartRadio app every day, wherever you get your podcast after the show, Danny puts it up. So appreciate you guys more than you possibly know. Let me give you a little tease of what's coming up today. My mom's getting involved today. Your mother. We're going to play a round of Does Rich's Mom Know? We ask my 70-year-old mom questions in the world of sports and pop culture. It's sort of like, do boomers know the answers to these questions? You got to guess, will she know or not? We'll give away some Nerf Turbo footballs from Covino Rich. We'll go over our big TV games of the week. We'll do some weekend hobnobbing. But, hey, Danny G, I got to ask you right out the gate. You nervous tonight or what? Game 6 of the World Series?
Not only am I nervous, you see my somewhat costume here. I'm just an assistant to Koa, so same thing I do every day. I changed his dirty diaper earlier. He is Lightning McQueen, so it's my job tonight to change any blown diapers or tires. But inside my tool bag, because I'm a pit crew, is actually my iPad, because I'm going to be sneaking glimpses of the Dodgers game tonight while he's walking from door to door.
How many dads and moms are going to be walking around the neighborhood? Yeah, hey, make sure you say thank you while they're watching the phone, locked in on Game 6. DB, do you got a gut instinct for tonight? You think the Dodgers extend it and give Major League Baseball their dream of 7 games?
You know, I really do. I think that it's got a great chance to go Game 7. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I woke up today and saw Joe Carter Game 6 in 1993. And I just want Major League Baseball put out the tweet. Wanted to say, all right, let's slow down a little bit.
Oh.
This is, I know what you're trying to do, Major League Baseball.
Touch them all, Joe.
Yeah, right. And by the way, I've forgotten how that played out. We just usually see the highlight, but the Jays were down at that time, at top of the order, and how it came through with Ricky Henderson. And so it was a great refresher, but I felt Major League Baseball was maybe putting the cart before the horse. So for that reason, I think the Dodgers have a great chance tonight.
Couldn't agree more with Yamamoto on the hill. he's been dominant. Like, now's not the time to stop your dominance. And I don't know a proper way to say this. Their fantasy, Major League Baseball must be excited in their pantalones at the idea of Game 7 and possibly Shohei Ohtani on the mound. That would be like drawn up Hollywood script in Toronto. And before we get to baseball, before we get to football and some horror stuff and Halloween, I got to ask, if you live in Toronto, and this doesn't have to do with just Toronto, but in this case, if you're a Blue Jays fan, I was just looking on StubHub. If this were to go 7, for a team that hasn't been in the World Series since before smartphones, before social media, when you had a beeper, when you were wearing, carpenter jeans in the 90s, do you need to be in the stadium? Are you spending $2,000 general admission? Is it important to be there? And it's different when you're a Dodgers fan or a Yankees fan or even a Cubs fan or Mets or Giants, teams that are there once in a while. They haven't been there in 30 years. I just wonder the pressure that Toronto Blue Jays fans are feeling like, ooh, if it goes to 7, do I need to be there in the building, Get some Tim Hortons? Get some
there's
poutine?
there's a lot of pressure. And I think just even being downtown, if you were at the stadium, like around that area because of what could happen. We've seen the great shots when the Raptors made their runs of the fans hanging out. So you would think that there could be the same with the Blue Jays. But man, there's nothing better than the seat at home. I will say that. But if you're on the verge of ending this after 30 years, I think it's a lot of people would have FOMO. So I think you got to figure out at least to be down in the area, especially if Toronto has a place where you can be a part of that. Then I can understand you going and taking part.
Man, I was just looking. Danny G, get this, the seats that was scoping out for anyone up in Toronto. If you want field level, you're looking at 9, 10, 12, 13 grand a ticket.
Man.
Upper deckers
For tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is for Game 7. I look for
tomorrow. Okay.
Game 7 in case it did go 7. Upper deckers. That's what Covino had last night before his colonoscopy.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I was going to say, DB, I don't know how Canada's economy is doing, but there was a headline yesterday saying that Chipotle, they're very worried and wary because Americans can't afford their prices right now.
Well, dude, this is a narrative that doesn't change anything. And I'll tell you what, younger people, and I don't want to sound like a boomer, I'm not some old guy. I'm in my 40s.
I know what you're going to say. They sell out, right?
I'm a man. I'm 40. Younger people don't care at all about their finances. And I say that respectfully. Look around here. The young editors, who I know don't make a lot of money, show up here with Chipotle and boba teas every day. You think that's really in their budget? Every young kid that's fresh out of college has a new iPhone. They all drive Teslas. Like, no one
But
budgets
that's
for-
not their money, though. Like, their parents, they're still on their parents' cell phone
I'm just
plan.
saying, kids are taking break years from college and swimming in cenotes in Mexico.
Would you rather they eat poorly, like ramen, or they eat well and treat their body better and pay a little more?
Maybe they're
Rich?
onto something, but if you think budget's going to get in the way of some young kid wanting to go, I don't think so. I don't think kids understand what interest on a credit card is. I think they're just like, yeah, swipe it.
I'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, really exciting time in sports. We talked about it recently, how the NFL's popping, baseball is giving you everything you want, and the NBA, which I was trying to ignore out of purpose, like, I don't want to deal with the NBA yet. Austin Reeves, Wemby, it's making you watch.
I will say this. I think that there's an interesting dilemma. I've been fortunate enough to cover a couple of NBA finals, and one of the greater scenes was, sorry, Danny, but Game 6 of the 2008 finals when the Celtics topped the Lakers. And it was a blowout game, and it was just the second half. Every basket that the Celtics scored to extend their lead, it just got louder and louder, and it was a party. And so I'm wondering, like, if you're a Blue Jays fan, if you're like, I want to save my money for Game 7, like I'm not going to get the Game 6. Sometimes the Game 6 is better because we know there is no guarantee for a Game 7. And even if you go to a Game 7, you could have your heart ripped out. Where tonight, if you lose, at least you would have tomorrow's game.
You go home with still like, well, we got tomorrow.
Yes.
I've walked away. Dan Byer, for the record, I've walked away from losing Game 7s in the playoffs for my team. I've walked away from losing Super Bowls And to quote Apollo Creed, there is no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. You walk away and you're like, I'm a loser. If you remember, I'm a Niners fan. The Super Bowl in Vegas where they lost to the Chiefs, I didn't even wait till the next morning to fly home. Remember, I rented a car because I'm like, I just need to get the hell out of here.
Yep.
You feel deflated. So there is something to be said about if you go to Game 6. And, Danny, I'm not wishing this for you and all the Dodgers nation. But if they're down, let's say 5-6-1 in the 5th or 6th, you're right, DB. Every out, that place will get louder and louder and louder. And Toronto's going to be popping.
That's why the Dodgers need to get the party started with some early runs. The way the Blue Jays jumped out on them in the last game, the Dodgers need to return the favor tonight.
I'm going to keep making Mookie bet prop bets until he delivers. I'm going to bet Mookie Betts home run until it happens every day.
Well, let's hope Benny Betts can at least bring him some luck for that.
My son's going to wear his jersey tonight.
I think that it is just an interesting dynamic when, like, I've talked golf with you guys, or I'll bring up golf here. So the Masters is the hardest ticket you get in golf.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to watch Rory McIlroy down the stretch complete the Grand Slam for Sunday at Augusta? That doesn't happen every year. Sometimes a guy wins by 4 strokes, and there's not a lot of drama. So being there, and sometimes guys don't make the cut, so you don't see him on Saturday and Sunday. So maybe the better day to see the golf tournament is Thursday and Friday. So this is kind of playing into the, if you are Toronto, can beggars be choosers?
And the thing is, you never know. When you're buying tickets for a high-end game like this, and you're a hardworking man or woman, and you're spending thousands of dollars, you really are just hoping, like, oh, really? I hope I picked the right one.
Yes.
And think about if you're a Dodgers fan, and you said, all right, honey, are we okay spending a few $1,000s of our savings to go to the Dodgers game? There was such a drastic difference between picking Game 3, one of the greatest of all time, and the next day, Game 4, which was a snoozer that you just lost. Easy.
Yeah. And gosh, who was it in the baseball playoffs? They were down maybe 2-1. I can't remember, but the point was that a Game 4 at home, and it was just the fact of no, it was the Yankees. It was the Yankees, the Red Sox, because they dropped Game 1, right? So why would you go to Game 2? All that's going to happen is your team's either going to lose or there's going to be a better game the next day.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. Like, you could win it tonight, or you have the safety net of if they don't win, at least they could maybe win. Not that you're going to buy a Game 7 ticket, but your heart wouldn't totally be broken.
Because your team's still alive.
Yes,
And truthfully, I've looked in the past. Game 4 is traditionally in a best of 7 are the cheapest ticket.
Really?
Because someone's either up 2-1, unless it's 3-0 and it's a home team. Ooh, maybe we could sweep and clinch.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Game 4 is the cheaper ticket because either someone's going to go up 3-1 or someone's going to tie 2-2, and there's no urgency to be there for that moment.
That makes sense.
So, hey, enjoy Game 6 tonight while you and the kids are out trick-or-treating. And I have a theory about Halloween. I want to throw it past you guys real quick, and then we'll thank you, Sam. Halloween is sort of like your relationship with your parents when you really think about it. When you're a little kid, you love Halloween, right? You love it, the idea of dressing up, getting candy. And that's how you feel about your parents. You love your parents. You think your parents are cool. You're like, Mom and Dad are the best. And then you hit your teen years. And a lot of times you're like, yeah, Mom and Dad, stop. You're embarrassing me. And there's a part of you that thinks Halloween is sort of corny. And you get off it. Then you go to college. And you start to have this weird admiration for your parents again. Like, well, they really do work hard. They help me. Man, I love my mom and dad. And that's when you start realizing Halloween's cool because you incorporate, like, drinking and partying with Halloween. So the timeline of Halloween lines up exactly with the timeline of how you feel about your parents. And my daughter asked me an interesting question. She goes, Dad, is Halloween the second coolest holiday? And I had to think about this. I'm like, is it? Do you guys think Halloween is number 2? It's the second biggest commercial holiday in the U.S. We spend $12 billion a year on Halloween between costumes, candy, and decorations. Clearly, Christmas is number 1. After that, is Halloween number 2?
It's a close second.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know a lot of people love 4th of July.
That's up there. Big Mike, who runs this place?
Who?
I really love Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I thought would be the other one.
Thanksgiving?
Yes. 4th of July makes sense because it's summertime. You're also off for work for Thanksgiving, which Halloween you don't usually. There's a reason to knock Halloween down. Independence Day and Thanksgiving moving on up.
So enjoy your Halloween. Is it your number 2 holiday? Who knows? But we'll take your feedback on what you think is going to go down tonight. Game 6.
Well, I would say, holiday, is it entomology? The origin of the word is like a holy day, right? Halloween is more of like a pagan holiday. So it's like, it's almost, you can't even compare it to Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas because it's more of like something that it's not a holy day. It's an unholy day, if
we
anything.
can talk about holidays, Sam. Like the birth of Christ and getting free candy are going to clearly be in a different category. But I'm saying from a kid's perspective, or if you think like you're a young at heart type of person, is Halloween like the second most fun day for a kid, I guess? Put yourself
I think for a kid, Halloween
put yourself in
is
young Iowa Sam's perspective. You're in Iowa, holding on to some corn or something.
Candy corn.
What are you loving as a kid? Is it like, Halloween's cool, right?
Oh, Halloween, Christmas, absolutely. And then they're only, they're kind of in the same part of the year, getting colder, fall into winter.
Well, for a kid, Valentine's Day was fun because you could put the moves on the little girl you liked.
You kidding? They got cooties. There's no hey.
I was talking to Big Mike because besides being the guy that runs this place, and besides being
he doesn't, but that's okay.
Besides being a man of knowledge, he does his words of wisdom. Mike has a lot to deliver here.
Never heard of him.
He also loves to claim that he's the love doctor. Have you heard him say this? Where he's like, "My love advice is second to no one." Like he believes he gives good relationship advice. And I said, Mike, do you think Halloween's the easiest holiday to hook up if you're a single person? And he's like, "It's up there." With Valentine's Day,
I'll say this:
Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, and I go, you know what? Because I feel like, not to be sleazy, but back in my single days, I always feel like Halloween as a grown up was a fun time to go out to a party.
We bust his chops because he absolutely does not run this place, but Big Mike has lived. He's lived a life.
Yeah.
He's got experiences that no one has had. So I can understand that. I think that there are people who would put Halloween number 1 in without thinking twice about it, that they love it so much.
I feel like some good stories are taken from Halloween. Because a lot of times, like, not just women, but people will pretend who they really are, and they let loose on Halloween.
Yeah, and honestly, there's no stress. Like, people get stressed out by the holidays, shopping, buying for others, getting stuff ready. It's not mine. It's not even in my top 5. It wouldn't have been in my top 20 until I had a son. And now he loves it, so I like it a little bit more. But there are people who will put it number 1 with no questions asked.
No doubt. Let's go to the phones. Phones are hot. Most interactive show, Covino and Rich, rolling solo today. I guess Halloween is I know Covino, not that you care, but the only day available. You know how doctors, you go to make an appointment, and they're like, how's 8 months from now? It's like every doctor. You try to get like an ear, nose, throat specialist for your kid or something. Like, how is July 2026?
I just went to a doctor's appointment on the 23rd, and my next appointment is like late October of 2026. So and I will forget about it for 11 months.
So, we were talking about men's health and awareness. We said, we should all be getting colonoscopies. You're in your 40s. They had Halloween Day, and then they're like, or we could see you in 2027. So it's like, Covino's like, dude, do you mind if I take Halloween? I'm like, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Enjoy. But your thoughts, let's say hi to my dude and yours, Drew Mack in Nashville. What's up, Drew Mack?
Yo, what's up, Richie? Hey, Dan. Hey, Danny G.
Yo.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hey, actually, I got a lot to talk about here, but I'll keep it short. First off, with Halloween, I think it is fun for adults. Once you hit a certain age, you get that sweet spot between, I'd say, 18 to 30. A lot of fun could be had. Secondly, for all the CNR listeners, just Google what Covino Rich looked like when they were on their ESPN show as Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Oh my God!
Not
By the way,
more than that.
Drew Mack is right. If you want to laugh and be embarrassed for Covino specifically, I was Woody and he was Buzz Lightyear, and they put makeup on him that just something was wrong.
Like spray tan makeup.
Like a spray tan thing. It is the most embarrassing Halloween costume Covino's ever had. In fact,
he looked like Lou Gossett Jr.
Dude, I don't know what they were doing. What else you got, Drew Mack?
Lastly, going back to the price of tickets, I think it's very like sports specific. Like I would never pay those crazy prices for like World Series or NBA playoffs because you don't know what's going to happen. But Super Bowl, I get it. Like Rich, when you went to the Harbaugh Bowl, get it. I try to always go to like the U.S. Open finals because I don't really in tennis in New York City because I don't care who's playing. It's the experience. But you know, certain things you want to know who's playing, or you want to know there's going to be a finality to it. And so like going to like a few of those early games that are these crazy prices. Even if you're wealthy, I don't get like spending that much money. It just seems really crazy to me.
Yeah, but the finality, I agree, of a Game 7, especially in a town that has been thirsting since the 90s, like Toronto, if there's a chance for someone to be like, yeah, you want to come with me, a couple grand, like, yeah, you might need to. Thank you, Drew Mack. Love you, buddy. Let's go to Doug in Maryland. Doug, what's up, man? Dougie Doug, line 1.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, on the other line there.
Okay.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hey, what happens without looking at your phones and your computer? What happened 31 years ago today?
All right, 31.
All
right, hold
Monday
on.
Night Football.
All right,
Monday Night Football.
31 years ago today.
Yeah. My nephew turned 31 today. That's why I know it was the day he was born.
All right, so 31 years ago would be 1994, right?
Right.
Okay, 94, Monday Night Football on this day.
Don't look at your computer.
I'm
I
guessing-
won't. DB, go ahead. What's your guess?
I was going to guess, is that where the Bears fan jumped to catch the extra point or the kick against the Packers?
That happened too, but Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers' numbers were retired at halftime, and it was raining, and so they were. It was horrendous. Those guys had to deal with that, getting their numbers retired.
I love that you said that. But I love that you said that. But Dan Byer's right. The bigger highlight of that day, if that is the day where that dude jumped through the uprights as a fan,
Or jumped as the kick went through the uprights and caught it was an extra point or field goal. I think it was an extra point.
that it's so funny you would say that. Covino has joked for years that was my dad. He's like he jokingly tell people at a party like, Rich's dad was the guy that jumped. So 31 years ago today. Good memory. Thank you, Doug. Let's take one more for now. Ron in Rochester. What's up, Ron? Oh, hold on, Danny G. One-man show running the phones today.
Hold on.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Got me now?
up? What's up, Ron?
Hey, Ron in Rochester. I'm the Syracuse guy. I was an economics major from Syracuse, statistics, probability. I'm going to start launching a podcast. I am the sports professor, and here's a bet for you tonight.
Yeah.
Take the Dodgers at 2-1.
Okay.
Take Denver Broncos at 21. A lousy $10 comes back $600. Add San Antonio to that at 12-1. $10 bet brings back $9,000. And if you get one leg of those three, you can hedge your bet and make a bunch of money.
So you're saying, are you doing long term? Are you talking winning championships?
Yeah,
Are you doing?
but still,
All right,
you 12 times 12 times 2.
I'm not
quick.
I'm not debating you. So you're saying Dodgers? You like a long term Dodgers, Spurs?
Dodgers to win 2 games.
Okay.
Dodgers to win 2 games.
Okay.
Denver Broncos 20-1. Are you kidding me?
I mean, they're 6-2 and they look pretty good. Okay, and you're saying Wemby just takes it all the way with the Spurs, and that's a $9,000 win.
$9,000 bet on $10. And if you take just the Dodgers with Denver, $10 get you $600. And then say the Dodgers win it, then now you're locked in for a $600 bet. And you only bet $10. If you do a box like you do in horse racing and box the 3 best teams, you still only bet $30, and you got 3 best teams, the 3 best.
Wow, look at that. Ron's already paid for all of our kids' college just on this one bet. Thank you, Ron. That actually sounds like a fun chance to take. So, all right, listen, we're going to take all your feedback. We're going to get to NFL Week 9. That sounds crazy, right? Week 9. We'll talk a little more World Series, and I have 2 thoughts about Halloween. One that has to do with horror movies, and one that makes you look like you're broke, and one that makes you look like you're classy. I'll explain next. More Covino Rich on Halloween here at Fox Sports Radio. Now, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Pros makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted. Halloween. And in interviews with unqualified applicants, move up to the pros with expresspros.com. Express, your full-service workforce solution, connecting you with top talent. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, you got the talent you need ready to go to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express got you covered. Express can recruit for you. Express Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving businesses time and flexibility. Find the nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of international headquarters. So listen, we know hiring is stressful. Stop the hassle, stop the hoffs, and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com or find a location near you. Two words for the NBA. Who cares? Because right now, when you are watching the World Series in a couple days, when you're right smack dab, week 7 and 8 of the NFL.
Not only that, you're trying to figure out the NFL. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah, like we're in the midst of, we had a double doozy Monday Night Football last night.
It's an interesting season.
You're
so
trying
far.
to decide, who am I pulling for in the World Series? October baseball, Halloween's, in a week. Your kids are probably figuring out their trunk or treat and trick or treat.
I'm watching The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix, saying, what the hell?
I'm watching Chad Powers because no one else is, and it's so freaking good. 5 episodes in. You idiots better be watching Chad Powers. Danny G, follow me on this one. I'll follow you on task. I started last night. HBO Max. The NBA, know what it reminds me of? We go to Vegas, Danny G, and they say, oh, the fight started at 5:30. And you're like, do they really? Or do they really start at like 8 o'clock? Because you're like, then you start doing the math. You're like, the main event usually starts at 11:30 on the East. So the good fights really don't start until.
It's like 3 hours of warm-ups.
It's like a waste. It's like preseason NFL. It's like telling someone, hey, we're having people over at 7 o'clock. The host doesn't think you're really showing up at 7. They assume 7:15 is the time, right? No one shows up at, I'm here, 7:01. Like, we're jumping the gun, NBA. No one cares until after Thanksgiving. In fact, the best year ever in the NBA was when it was, remember, Christmas Day? That shortened season, we're like, perfect. The NBA tips off on Christmas Day. Next month and a half, I'm honest right now. I am going to be watching highlights, faking my interest in the NBA until Christmas.
He's not lying about that shortened season being the most exciting season. It really was. Something about it was like action just started, and we got into it.
It seemed like the perfect amount of time, but not for the owners' pockets, and that's why they're not going to listen to all of our hot takes about you should start on Christmas Day every year.
Danny, you know what? It's only because of a couple storylines and, us trying to fish for good content for the show, and there's always going to be some drama, right? And, you want to see what new players are emerging. Does Wemby take a big step forward this year?
Can anyone beat OKC?
Is OKC?
They've only gotten better.
Exactly. So
the Rockets roll out the tallest opening day lineup in NBA history.
Yeah, and then you're going to be very intrigued by what do the Mavericks look like healthy, right? I get it, the storylines, but other than for work purposes and to stay in the loop as a grown man, I have zero interest in the NBA until Christmas Day. Might as well put it in my stocking stuffer. NBA. Oh, look at this. A little marshmallow Santa and the NBA. Because until Christmas Day, the NBA, I don't care about you. I don't care. And I'll stick to it. 2 words for the NBA. Who cares? Because science. Yeah, happy Halloween from Fox Sports Radio. Covino and Rich, the whole crew hanging today. I was Sam, Danny G, Spotty Boy, Dan Byer. It's like a super team. We're like the Dodgers, if they could get it done. My son's Mookie Betts jersey came in, Danny G, and I'm wondering if him throwing that on tonight stops the bleeding. What do you think? Can't hurt, right?
You and your, I don't know, I can't say your family. You specifically have jinxed your own baseball team, the Mets. So
I was going to say, I'm like the worst luck, so.
I hope that doesn't bleed over to my team.
I was going to say, my kid liking your team? I don't know. Well, hey, a big sports weekend, some great college games we'll talk about later. NFL, Week 9, so many storylines we're going to get to. And, of course, it's Halloween, so we'll go back to your feedback and phone calls. I have 2 quick thoughts about Halloween I want to throw out there. Take the temperature of the room. So you get to a point, and I think everyone either dreads this day or it's already happened to them. If they have a daughter, when the Halloween costumes go from like they're dressed like a kid to like, yeah, don't be wearing that. You're a preteen. You're a teenager. Cover up. That's, that feeling, Danny G. Like you have a daughter. The feeling of
my stepdaughter just turned 15.
Yeah, there's no costume you should be wearing that starts with sexy. Too young. Here's the other question, though.
Well, her and her friends just ordered their costumes one size smaller than what it should be.
Exactly. Here's the question, though. At the school, fair game or not when moms wear, like, the sexy costume? Is that her way of being like, still got it? Or is it like, come on, Mom, you're at the school?
Fair.
Ass cheek.
Is it a single mom?
I don't. Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Because sometimes single moms are putting it out there.
No, that's not the place to do it.
At the Halloween parade this morning, when cheeks are out, it's a little. What are we doing?
No,
Mom,
yes.
you shouldn't be a sexy.
Does not. No.
Sexy devil
No,
at the trunk or treat. Okay.
Can't do it.
Put the booty away.
Yes, there are other times. There are other opportunities. My son had a school carnival on parade this morning. You would have. If anybody dressed like that, it would have been you would be taking away from the kids in their costumes, so you could look like
you made it about you.
Yes,
and your sexy cheeks.
Look at you! Oh, you're K-pop demon hunters. What are you? Oh, Marvel. Oh, you're with Elphaba, Wicked. Oh, look at Mom with her cheeks out.
Yeah. Oh, Sydney Sweeney. My mom's Sydney Sweeney. You're like, yeah, that's gonna go over well.
Sydney Sweeney in that dress she wore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey. My goodness, yeah, don't do that, moms. And my other question is, I saw someone say this on TikTok, so I don't want to steal the thought and not give credit, but I don't know who to give credit to. Some doofus was saying, when you decorate for Halloween, if you keep it to pumpkins, gourds, and like corn,
dried corn stalks,
stuff like that,
Indian corn,
it's classy. The minute you start incorporating skeletons, ghosts, and tombstones, you're trashing up the neighborhood.
Yeah, gourds are way more classy.
But I'm saying is that do you feel that is the line of classy versus like what are you doing?
Yes, I decorated ours to fall.
Fall?
It's the harvest. It's Martha Stewart living kind of thing.
The little hay bales that you could get at like Michael's or at Home Depot.
Very classy.
It sets a perfect sort of theme. And here's the other good thing about it. You don't have to start Christmas lights so early. You could keep this past Halloween.
Yes, because it goes to Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely.
Dan.
DB,
yes,
absolutely.
DB, thank you, Dan.
I think that I'm a little guilty only because my kids love the stupid stuff so much. But there's no reason why I should have any blow up Halloween anything that does trash up the neighborhood. So I'm a little guilty of trashing up the neighborhood. But the minute Halloween's over, DB's right. Don't put the Christmas stuff up too soon.
No.
The bales of hay. You could even put like white or orange lights around the door frame. Just
sure.
You could make.
Maybe a
classy.
little cornucopia.
Yeah.
Is that what that thing's like?
Corn of plenty. Yes.
There you
the cornucopia is like the little wicker basket that opens up when there's like little pumpkins in there. Yeah.
Keep it classy, everybody. All right, Covino and Rich. Now, before we go to Dan Byer's update, I saw that our pal Monsi posted a video that you could see on the Fox Sports Radio Instagram page, she went around the studios and asked every show here and all the producers, all the board ops, everyone, what is their favorite horror movie? And it got me thinking about the best horror movie franchise. So think about that. What franchise would you put your stamp of approval behind? We'll talk a little Halloween, talk a little NFL Week 9, but let's go to DB for an update. Dan Byer, what's doing, buddy?
Guys, Game 6 of the World Series is tonight in Toronto. Blue Jays home to the Dodgers. Jays up 3-2 in the series. Coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox. The pitching matchup, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the hill for the Dodgers. Kevin Gausman throws for the Jays, trying to win their first World Series title since 1993. Dodgers just trying to force a Game 7. That would be tomorrow night. Dodgers making more changes with their lineup, including dropping Mookie Betts to 4th. He'll back cleanup tonight. Shohei Ohtani leads off, followed by Will Smith, and then Freddie Freeman with Betts again batting 4th. Miami Dolphins parted ways with general manager Chris Greer today. Head coach Mike McDaniel is expected to stay on until the end of the season. Ravens were fined $100,000 by the NFL for their handling of the injury report last week involving Lamar Jackson. 49ers are starting Mac Jones at quarterback against the Giants. There could be a possibility where Brock Purdy suits up as he's listed as questionable to face New York, but Jones is expected to get the start. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has been cleared from his hamstring. He'll start against the Seahawks on Sunday night. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young off the injury report. He'll start against Green Bay, returning from a sprained ankle. Kyler Murray for the second straight day limited in practice. Jacoby Brissett getting first-team reps. Cardinals face the Cowboys on Monday night. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco questionable for Sunday against the Bears. Bears won't have running back DeAndre Swift. Patriots won't have running back Ramondre Stevenson when they face the Falcons, but Atlanta is getting back quarterback Michael Penix Jr. and wide receiver Drake London, both going in Week 9. Finally, Jaguars placed rookie Travis Hunter on IR after he suffered a knee injury in practice yesterday. Rich, back to you.
Yo, thank you, Dan Byer. Now, you said the Ravens did get fined $100,000. They were not penalized with any draft pick or anything because they didn't consider it with such bad intention.
Yes, they said that they were negligent, but they weren't trying to deceive.
Now, question, I mean, clearly they would never say this, but do you think there's also a layer where it's like so many gambling sites involved in sports now, partnerships with ESPN and Fox and this and that. Do you think there was that point spread swung pretty drastically with Lamar in or out? That's another layer of like you're deceiving gamblers too. I know you shouldn't think that way, but it's a big part of sports now.
But this is something that we talked about on our show last Sunday, and I know other people have talked about it as well. When we didn't know Lamar Jackson's status, the Ravens were still favored by 6.5. Remember?
Yeah.
So it wasn't until all of a sudden we found out on Saturday that he wasn't going to play that it dropped to 2.5. So I think most of us didn't think that Lamar was going to play because the Ravens said there was an opportunity. It was because Vegas was saying that there was an opportunity. And for as much, right? As much as we always feel that Las Vegas actually knows what's going on. So even though they listed him as a full participant, Vegas had kept that number where it was throughout the week. And that's why I feel it's a little bit of much ado about nothing because we all felt what Vegas was doing was what Lamar's status was going to be.
Nice. Thank you, DB, for a great update as always. Now, we're going to go rogue next hour. We're going to play a fun game called Will Rich's Mom Know? My mom, sweet 70-year-old lady from the East Coast, she seems to be in the loop on things, but will she know the answer to sports trivia, movie trivia, pop culture trivia? If you guess if my mom knows or not, you win a prize. We'll play that next hour, plus Weekend Hobnobbing. We'll go over what the big TV games of the week are. That's all coming up right here. Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich. there's ebbs and flows in all different aspects of life. You're a music guy. Danny G, you're a hip-hop guy. You'd very easily agree if I said hip-hop has had years where, there's a ton of hit records, and then you go through a couple years where you're like, it sort of stinks. Covino, you experienced this a lot being a rock music guy.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like the grunge era, and then after that it was like rock stunk, and then it sort of came back. Like pop music goes through years where there's a ton of big pop hits and pop radio stations are trending, and then all of a sudden pop music becomes cheesy and lame. There's cycles in music. Dare I say sports in general right now is better than it's been in a decade. Baseball, the stars, the rule changes, the franchise players, baseball's at an all-time high. The NFL, ratings and interest and international, the NFL is popping on a different level. And the NBA, I think, is now really starting to lean on the young stars while also hitting you with a little nostalgia. I think sports right now is peaking.
It's the sports renaissance.
I really think right now, you can't tell me that sports isn't insanely awesome.
I'll give you a lamer analogy. I'm going to one down your analogy.
Why you got to ruin it?
No, I'm not trying to one up it. I'm going to one down it. We often talk about how we grew up with all these Disney classics, right? Oh, Pinocchio. Snow White.
Today's the anniversary of Dumbo. You want to hear a fun fact?
Not really.
Dumbo, the only main character of a Disney movie that never spoke.
The only main character named after Rich Davis.
Actually, you know what it's called? The elephant's name isn't Dumbo, you Dumbo. It's Jumbo Jr.
It was named after an actual elephant, Jumbo.
Yeah.
See, I know. But we grew up with all these classics. Dumbo, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio. And then there was nothing. And then the 80s came around. You had like the Aristocats and all this nonsense, right?
Yeah, crap.
Nothing. You had nothing forever. We lived on the classics. And then all of a sudden they called it the Disney Renaissance. We've talked about it. Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast,
Aladdin, Lion King.
The Lion King. All of a sudden, boom, 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 came back. And now they've been riding off of that.
Yeah,
and then
it fell off again.
Then it fell off, came back again. So
good thing they don't make up for it by raising prices at the parks.
We might be on the precipice, if you want to include all sports, right, of a sports renaissance. And Rich is right, because maybe we're seeing social media really starting to play a positive role in how we view these superstars, these young superstars. Like, we got a pretty good idea of what's going on. We get to know them. We know their personality. We get greater insight. You don't even have to watch the games to see the highlights. And you know these young stars. You identify with them. And, dude, you think I'm a Spurs fan? Absolutely not. But, man, I was glued watching that.
We are on full time in Philadelphia now. Imagine waking up there this morning. They have a new dynamic duo in the backcourt. Did you see Tyrese Maxey along with rookie VJ Edgecombe? Edgecombe 34-7, Maxey 40-6.
They got something to be excited about.
Sixers fans are like, what? And then in Chicago, with the Bulls winning, the Bears are 4-2, Blackhawks 3-2, Bulls 1-0. Chicago, this is the first time since 2010 that all three of those teams have a winning record at the same time.
Are we on a sports renaissance? Think about it. I think there's something to be said, and people listening may be like, well, you guys work in sports, so of course you're going to feel that way. Hey, we got lives. We got kids. We got problems. I got a pain-in-the-ass teenage daughter. I have child support payments. These are hassles and
an ex-wife.
I got ex-wives.
Yeah, what else?
I got hassles like anyone else.
An AC unit that broke?
Yeah.
A Sweet 16 to pay for?
Yeah. We got regular lives just like anybody.
A long-term girlfriend that's probably waiting for a ring?
So it's not like...
I'm sorry, did I go too far?
No, that's okay. It just builds that relatable sort of thing. We got things going on, yet we could stop and pause and say, wow, man, for this to grab our attention this way, there's got to be something to it. So I'm with you on that, Rich. I am.
And dare I say, sports media, podcasting, broadcasting, like Fox Sports Radio, is doing really well. That's like one of the few areas of broadcasting that's really doing well right now.
Yeah, embrace it, guys.
And I think you're seeing it in baseball. The NBA having a really good first 2 days. And NFL speaks for itself. We just love it. It's like, it's king, right? So you're getting everything clicking on all cylinders. It's sort of like a great team when all the star players are playing well.
Mm-hmm.
They just like what the Dodgers are doing right now.
Yeah.
That's the world of sports. The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, everyone's doing their part for the general sports world.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich. That was an amazing positive spin.
I'm a positive guy, bro. Ooh. Nice. Doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich. Now it's time for your tire rack play of the day. Lamar Jackson was just handing out touchdowns to everyone yesterday. Ain't that right, Iowa Sam?
Off the play fake, Lamar escaping the pocket, slings it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens! And this time it's a receiver, Rashad Bateman, and the touchdown stands.
Well, guess who didn't get a touchdown? Derrick Henry, because I picked him up in the Guillotine League. All right, hey, that was your Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And that is courtesy of 98 Rock, Ravens Radio Network. Now, we keep talking about Game 7 tomorrow. The Blue Jays could very well just wrap things up tonight at home, and Toronto will explode in joy and excitement. But if we were to go to a Game 7, there's a lot of thought of how do the Dodgers effectively use Shohei Ohtani? And
because Glasnow is waiting in the wings, but you're going to want to use Ohtani as well.
There's rumors that they're like, well, they're going to start Glasnow. Is that official? If they start Ohtani, does that change how they could use him as a DH? There's some rules to this, and let's go to Dan Byer just to get some of those bullet points.
Yeah. So Danny, kind of gave me a heads up to what you guys were looking at, because there's some confusion on what the Dodgers could actually do if Ohtani started the game as a designated hitter and came in as a reliever. So what would then happen is if Ohtani did that, if he started as a DH and came in as a reliever, we would kind of then revert back to the old way of National League Baseball where the pitching spot would then end up hitting. So Ohtani, for him to stay in the game at that time, would need to go and play a defensive position, and they would then lose their DH. So then who would ever replace Ohtani in that pitcher spot then would be in the batting order.
The pitcher would then hit.
Yes, correct.
Whew.
Yeah, so what position would you put Ohtani at?
That would make you think, though, that starting Ohtani just has
It's the only option.
It's the only real option.
So you'd start Ohtani and then have Glasnow come in.
Correct.
Because you don't want to – honestly, Dave Roberts, who is a two-time World Series winning manager, so I'm not going to doubt his expertise, but do you think that's one more issue Dave Roberts doesn't want to have to worry about? Imagine you don't start Ohtani, he comes in, and then you're looking at who comes up in the lineup, then you're fiddling with everything for the rest of the game. Starting Ohtani just makes sense.
The AP reports that Ohtani has never pitched in relief during his pro career in the States. He did make relief appearances for the teams in Japan in 2013. So not only would he be an inconvenience to your order, he would be doing something that he hasn't done ever in the United States and hasn't done in 12 years.
So you're saying why not start trying it in Game 7 of the World Series?
Let's see how it works and go from there.
Yeah. Hey, you never did this before. How about now? Game 7 in Toronto. Hey, which I hope we get to. No, sorry, Toronto fans. I mean, who doesn't want a Game 7 with Ohtani on the hill? And then I thought about it. I know they have not made a decision yet for the Blue Jays, from what I understand, but imagine it was the old Bulldog Max Scherzer or even Shane Bieber, all hands on deck. And that's what you got to love about a Game 7, because to quote Apollo Creed for the second time today, there is no tomorrow in those moments. There is no tomorrow. So can't wait for that. World Series, Game 6 tonight, and we're going to get to a lot of NFL for the rest of the show and give away some prizes. But one Halloween note, I was asking you guys, what do you think the number one, in your mind, horror movie franchise is? I was saying, I start with you. What comes to mind for you? Because I have a few that I love, and I think I don't like the creepy, demonic stuff. What are you feeling?
I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say this is horror sci-fi. I'm going to say the Alien franchise. Because you know what? Those movies actually scare me way more than like clown movies or anything like that. I think the Alien movies are very scary. That's mine.
Danny G, what you got?
The one that scared me the most as a little kid, A Nightmare on Elm Street. So I'd say that franchise.
Freddy Krueger, and I can't be the only one. That was the first big kid costume I had. I went from being Alf and Hulk Hogan and He-Man and, those plastic pharmacy costumes with the plastic mask that would, like, cut your face. went from those, and I remember my mom's like, you could get the Freddy Krueger claw and the rubber mask. That was a big deal. So Nightmare on Elm Street has to be up there. Now, Dan Byer, I know you're not a movie guy.
Yes.
But there's got to be something that stands out a little bit.
Not at all, Rich Davis. In fact, if you noticed, I wasn't even in Monty's video because she got me when I first walked in. She's like, "What's your favorite horror movie?" I go, "I have no idea. I've never watched any." But it doesn't mean I can't contribute. As someone who hasn't watched any, the standard that I would put for our non-watchers was Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was the scariest. I don't know if it was the goriest. I don't know what it is. But of everything that came out, that was out, it felt like that was the top of the line.
The costumes, the creepy music. No,
that was Jason, right? That was
Freddy Krueger.
Freddie Krueger was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said Friday the 13th.
Oh, Friday the 13th was Jason. Yeah. Spotty Boy, you got one or no?
You know what? I'll throw in. See, I like the Scream movie franchise, but to me, it's campy.
It is, but it's. I have it in my top 3 because I put my top 3 down.
But I always enjoyed the Scream. I thought the first one was like a good classic horror movie, and then it just got worse and worse after that. But I always liked Scream.
The first Scream opened, if you remember, with Drew Barrymore making a Jiffy Pop, right? that was the opening scene of the first one, and I believe they're 6 deep now. That's what she said.
7, maybe?
7.
They're working on 7, I think.
Yeah, they're working on 7, and that mask probably is one of the most sold Halloween costumes since, right? You see that.
And it bled over into the Scary Movie franchise.
Which they mocked, of course. Yeah, of course. So I'm going to go Screams. There's 2 other movie franchises that I'm all about, and you might think they're corny. Same thing as Spot said, might be a little campy. I like the Final Destinations. Do you even call that horror, or do you think that?
No, those are horror.
Yeah, right.
That scared the crap. When that girl was in the tanning bed.
Oh yeah.
After I saw that scene, I'm like, I can't watch these movies anymore.
I will never drive behind a truck on the highway with logs on it, right? With carrying logs. And when you're on a plane, do you check the seatback knob just to make sure?
Every time.
Every single time. So Final Destinations are fantastic. And I think my number one answer, I know a few people said, including Rob G, and I think Kelvin even said it from The Odd Couple. Want to play a game? The Saw movies. Jigsaw Killer. If you don't mind the gruesome nature of some of those scenes, remember in the first one, the dude had to decide if he was going to saw his leg off?
They're sadistic movies.
I think they're wildly creepy.
Gory.
And cool. Gory and fun. So enjoy. Watch your Halloween. There's one movie that I don't know if I would recommend. If you got kids, Julia Garner is in a movie that's on HBO Max now. It's called Weapons. It's about all these kids that disappear, and it's all creepy as can be. So, hey, lots of fun to watch, but we're going to get to NFL and what to watch. And we'll play a game coming up next hour. Covino and Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during a
can't.
big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Dodgers manager Dave Roberts is making more changes to his lineup. This time, Mookie Betts will bat cleanup tonight in Game 6 of the World Series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Jays are up 3-2 and home tonight. Coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You will see it on Fox. Kevin Gausman pitches for Toronto. L.A. counters with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The Dolphins today parted ways with general manager Chris Greer. Now head coach Mike McDaniel will remain on staff as the head coach for the rest of the season, according to reports. Dolphins just 2-7 so far this year. Ravens were fined $100,000 by the NFL for the way they handled the injury report last week involving Lamar Jackson. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will start against the Seahawks on Sunday night. Niners will start Mac Jones at quarterback against the Giants. Bryce Young is back at quarterback for the Panthers against the Packers. Joe Flacco of the Bengals is questionable to face the Bears. Bears won't have running back DeAndre Swift because of a groin injury. I'm Dan Beyer.
What's up, everybody? Happy Halloween. Steal your kids' candy. They don't need all that.
Friday.
Let's go.
Friday, Halloween.
Halloween, everybody. Halloween. Hey, let me ask you this.
Friday.
You heard the intro. Don't be a big sports baby. If you were to go as a sports baby on Halloween, what fans do you think have the most baby fans? Cowboys? Yankees?
40,
Lakers?
40 whiners?
40
whiners.
All right.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
All right. Hey, doing it live. Fox Sports Radio studio. And if you are one of our great affiliates, thank you very much. I will not give you a circus peanut in your Halloween basket. I will give you Sour Patch Kids. I'll give you a full-size candy bar. And if you miss any of our show, you can always catch it anytime wherever you get your pods. Just search Covino Rich, or if you want to catch us during the show, anytime on the Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio app. So check that out. CNR on FSR, and Spot, our video guy. I know we're about to post a cool clip of all of our ridiculous Halloween costumes over the years. So if you are bored and you're scrolling like we all do, at Covino and Rich, give us a follow. We'll follow you back. We'll be buddies, all right? One last phone call. Best Halloween scary movie franchises. What comes to mind? I'm going the Saw movies. I feel like that's the number one answer on the board, and we will get to NFL in a second. But one last call from Rob in Queens. What's up, Rob?
Hey, guys. Hi. Love you guys as always, man.
Thanks, buddy. What's
Great
up?
job. Oh, great. Like I said, I'm going with I'm trying to get the series with the less clunkers. So I'm going to. I was originally going to say The Conjuring, but I'm going to go with Scream also. I think they had more good ones than bad ones.
The Scream ones are good, dude. And I even saw the one with Jenna Ortega like a year ago. I watched it on a plane, which, by the way, is a weird place to watch a horror movie because, like, every so often you'll be in your seat and you'll jump, and the person next to you is like, what the hell are you doing? But it was good.
I've always thought about that with, like, anything that could have, like, a risque scene. Like, you know, like if somebody else is watching it and your kids may have a sight line to that screen.
Of course. I always feel like having to tell the person next to me, like, I'm not a pervert, I promise.
Yes, I didn't know what was in this movie.
My goodness. It would be like when you were a kid, when one of those type of scenes came up when you were watching a movie with your parents or grandparents.
Ah, yes.
Always unfortunate.
You know, your listeners to Covino and Rich are some of the best. Bill tweeted in just to add a note to our Ohtani discussion. I just feel that this is important. Bill pointed out, and I don't remember any of this, but that Ohtani came in the World Baseball Classic final against the U.S. in relief to win it for Japan in 2023. So, but you think about that scenario, that's the biggest spot that you could have if you're Team Japan and you put Ohtani. So there was a relief spot there, but it also could lend to tomorrow's Game 7 if you use Sasaki earlier. If you're winning at the end, maybe Ohtani comes in at the ninth and closes it out in that form as well.
You don't have to worry about him fielding at that point.
Do you remember that night? That was when Mike Trout let down the country. It was when Mike Trout got his citizenship taken away.
I remember L.A. Times Trout flounders was the headline.
I mean,
that's
Iowa
Sam. You like that one?
Yeah, I did.
Trout flounders.
Oh, I love that
Ton
stuff.
of fun.
Thanks for the update on that, Dan Byer. Always bringing it. Thank you, DB. And when Covino's not here, they say, "Hey, Rich, do you want to do the show solo?" And I'm like, I never do the show solo because I got Dan Byer, I got Danny G, I got Iowa Sam, the best team in the game, and Spotty's rolling all the videos now. Fox Sports Radio's YouTube channel. Now, I want to go over the big TV games of the week. Let's do this.
You should see my setup. I got an extra TV.
The game that I will have. We should call it Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
It's Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
You hear Spot's sarcasm in the intro. Oh, you should call it Rich's Big TV Game of the Week. Well, we got a sponsorship for this, and people love it. So eat it, Spot. Thank you, TCL, for the TVs. The big TV games of the week. In fact, you know what I'm setting up in my backyard now? A projector. I got some outdoor furniture.
Yeah?
I'm going to have a whole new setup.
Who gave you that idea?
A guy named Iowa Samuel.
Oh, yeah.
Iowa Sam was in my backyard. He goes, you should put a projector here.
I'll tell you who didn't give you that idea. A guy whose neighbors was someone who has a projector.
Not fun?
Just
is it because of the
one neighbor,
speakers?
Yeah.
You have one neighbor playing basketball at 10 p.m. You have another neighbor with a projector.
Yeah, another one smoking weed. Oh, it's
And cigars.
Dan Byer, I'm gonna buy your other neighbor a drum set. Is that cool?
I've also realized that I'm the constant here, so maybe I'm just the worst neighbor in the world. But yeah,
You can have. See, the thing about a projector is you don't have to spend the money on like a giant screen. You can blow it up so much, but you can keep the speaker portion of it like at a reasonable level.
No, this is more
Dan's neighbor is not doing that.
Sitting in the yard, put on the fire
Use that
pit.
wall. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the big TV. Every Sunday, I can't be the only dude. You see it on social media. People love to show their man cave, their bro, as my wife calls it, her gal garage. Your setup, what your dwellings, as Covino likes to say. You got one big TV. You might roll out a second. You have Sunday Ticket. Some people watch Red Zone. We decide every Friday what deserves the volume and what deserves the big screen. What's on the 75 or 85-inch TV? Let's start with the early games. Falcons-Patriots. This is a game that you're going to want to watch. I don't think it's against the big TV, but the Patriots are 6-2. And I was talking to one of the dads at the school this morning who's a big Dolphins fan, and he was all mad. And I agree with him. He goes, if you're a fan of any team in the AFC East, you expect the Patriots to at least stink for a good 5 years. Like they've bounced back too quickly.
They haven't suffered enough.
They haven't suffered like Jets fans and Dolphins fans. Now the Bills are there, but the Jets and Dolphins fans were probably thinking, all right, Patriots, you could at least suck for a decade now. No, Vrabel and crew has his team back in action. They're 6-2, and I think after this weekend, 7-2, and very much better than we thought. So. Good game, but not your big TV game. Same with the Chargers. They'll beat up on the Titans, and they'll improve to 6-3 likely. So we'll see what Harbaugh has in store. Not the big TV. Same with Bears, Bengals. Not the big TV. I'm a Niners fan, but even I will say Mac Jones versus Jackson Dart without Malik Neighbors, without Scatterboo. That shouldn't even get the big TV. I think the big TV really comes down to which of these two games you really believe in more. Not Vikings with J.J. McCarthy back in the Lions. You keep your eye on that one. But, Danny, help me here. What do you think? I'll make the final call, but Colts at Steelers, because this is is Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor and this offense ready to go into Pittsburgh and be 8-1 and just win a road game that on your schedule you might circle as if we drop one in Pittsburgh, that's okay.
If you haven't bought into the Colts at this point, you're slow.
Or do you say Broncos, who are 6-2 and a Super Bowl contender, going into a Houston stadium that seems like a pretty cool home field advantage the last couple weeks. They're 3-4. But way better than 3-4. They're the best under 500 team in football.
If you love defense, then that's the game.
That's.
But I'm going to go Colts for the big TV.
I'm with you because I think Broncos Texans could very well be like 10-7 in the third quarter. And if you like offense, big TV gets Colts, Steelers, early games. Lock that in. Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers. Who would have ever thought you'd be saying Daniel Jones would outplay Aaron Rodgers? All right, now late games. Not a ton of them. You only have 3. So since you only have 3, it's not going to be Jags Raiders. Sorry, Danny G. And the Saints Rams, another stinker. It's as obvious could be. Chiefs and Bills. Chiefs and Bills. This is really telling because in the beginning of the year when the Chiefs started 0-2, we were all quick to say, the wheels are falling off. Ha-ha, Mahomes. Kelsey distracted by Taylor.
No, our show was not quick to say that.
Yeah, we knew deep down inside that the Chiefs are never really done. But the Bills while they are 5-2, they're not the 5-2 dominant AFC team we feel they are. No. Josh Allen has had some off weeks.
Yeah, and they've lost Ed Oliver again. He was hurt in the beginning of the year. Now he's likely done for the rest of the regular season, maybe more. So he's on injured reserve and not available in the middle of their line, which wasn't necessarily strong to begin with.
So the Bills are the Bills aren't that powerhouse that we felt like they were. So I think it should be really interesting. KC is a very small favorite. They're a 1.5 favorite. So essentially a pick 'em. The Chiefs in Buffalo. That is a great game. That's a great game to have on in the background while you're just chilling, taking down the skeletons and ghosts and keeping up the Dan Byer gourds and pumpkins only, right? The fall decor.
Absolutely.
All right. And, of course, Seahawks Commanders Sunday night. This is an opportunity for Dan Byer Seahawks to really take some type of command over a playoff spot in the NFC. I feel like if the Seahawks win, they're 6-2, and any talk of this team being like, I don't know, they're a legit NFC contender. I think if they put a whooping on the Commanders in D.C., you're looking good.
It'll be interesting because Cooper Kupp popped up on the injury report, dropped in his practice designation throughout the week. But, Rich, do you know what the uniform matchup is going to be?
Oh, I love it. Are we going... All right, let me guess. Are we going the Steve Largent-looking old-school Seahawk uniform?
Yes.
And are they doing a variation of the Redskins, or is that politically incorrect?
They are. Super Bowl era is what they're calling them.
Okay.
It will still have the W, but the normal helmet stripe that you saw from those Super Bowl eras, the jerseys, the Sean Taylor, Jill Theismann, whatever era, that's going to be the uniform Washington's going to wear.
Because they had those thick-ass stripes on the jerseys.
Yes.
So some cool throwback Washington Commanders jerseys, a la the Redskins minus the logo.
Correct.
They're going with the W. So a cool little updated Washington logo versus the Seahawks, and we know that Dan Byer loves his logo. So look out for that Sunday night, and that is your big TV game of the week. I'm excited. Are you excited? I went over this on Overpromise, Danny G, so I don't want to
harp on it too much.
I don't want to harp on it too much. But as a Niners fan, I know a lot of people today, being that it's Halloween, they're doing their whole what team is a trick, which is a treat, and I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is...
You thought about it, though.
I did think about it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. What I do want to say, though, is there are teams like the 49ers where, you wonder, even if they make the playoffs, could they really contend? Do they make the wild card? You know what I'm saying? There's always a team that makes the playoffs just to be a first-round eliminator.
Yeah. Are they just a pretender?
Are they a pretender? And I think the 49ers this week, the fact that they're 2-point favorites against the Giants, I know you're saying, well, they got to go from the Bay Area all the way to MetLife. The turf, the stadium, people hate it. 3,000 miles away. I just feel like, how are the Niners only 2-point favorites? If this is a 5-3 possible, they're saying playoff team against a 2-win Giants team that just lost another key weapon, what are we not seeing? Do I got my 49er goggles on thinking that this should be a game the Niners win easily?
Yes, you do. Yes, I do.
Okay,
I'll take it. Yes. I didn't want to. I don't
Too
think,
many injuries? The minute Fred Warner went down, I had this weird hope that when Nick Bosa went down, I was like, all right, maybe they get Hendrickson, maybe they fill the void, maybe they get someone else, and they could maybe. But then when Fred Warner went down, it was like, you can't take away Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and really have the hope that this is the year.
Everybody is 2 to 3 years older than when that peak was. Should have maybe won Super Bowl 58.
Are you saying my 49ers are a bunch of 40-year-old guys trying to go to the club? Is that what you're saying?
But think of it this way, Rich. Even the young guys aren't available. Ricky Pearsall has been MIA.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk is not back. I mean, you're relying on Juwan Jennings and Kendrick Bourne.
And Juwan Jennings' relationship with Kyle Shanahan seems terrible.
Yeah.
Something's going on there where it's like, and oddly enough, Juwan Jennings was the nicest guy to us at Fox Sports Radio at the Super Bowl a couple of years back. He was the guy that's randomly talked to me for no reason.
Sure.
So I'm shocked that him and Kyle are not clicking. I don't know if it's because he never really got the deal he wanted. They sort of kicked the can down the road a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't know the whole background to it, but it's just when you start to point out those areas with everybody older and then the targets not being there, that you're like, okay, this isn't the same team that maybe you thought it was. Super Bowl 50, 58, and then with Purdy's injury.
My dad said something similar. He's like, he thinks 49er fans, and he is one. He made me a Montana fan, but he's like, there's a sense of not delusion, but the fact that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan really do a great job running the front office and coaching that team, that they're not that great, but with John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and Robert Saleh, that you're taking an average team and maybe overperforming, and the team's really not that good.
You're not the only Niner fan on my timeline on social media. So the complaining that I saw recently is you guys made that trade with the Patriots to get defensive end White. And the Niner fans were commenting, stop bargain shopping. Stop. You need to make a big swing here for the defense with all the injuries. This is no Max Crosby or fill in the blank, who you guys obviously were hoping to get a star there on a trade. But
when they went big game hunting and you got Christian McCaffrey, it worked out pretty well.
Now, McCaffrey, oddly enough, is the one healthy, productive guy, other than last week, which was his one down week. McCaffrey has been as effective as he's been in the past. He is still playing at that top-tier Pro Bowl level. McCaffrey is not the problem. What's funny, though, is the 49ers did try to get a little reinforcement behind him. Brian Robinson Jr., he's done nothing. He's done nothing for this team. So, hey, we'll see what happens this week. But that's the one game where I'm like, are the Niners just not that good? Sometimes you wear, like when you're a parent, you see parents all the time at the school that think their kid is better than they are. They think their kid's all smart. Their kid's a dope.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my kid not batting higher in the lineup? And you want to be, because your kid stinks. You're a parent. You don't see it. Like, my daughter should be in the gymnastics finals. No, she shouldn't. She stinks. She can't even do a cartwheel. We wear goggles with our kids in our marriages too. And it's probably a good thing, right? Like, you favor the people you love, and people do that with their sports teams. And I feel like right now, I'm taking off the glasses, the rose-colored Niner glasses, and I'm seeing that this is probably a sneak into the playoff, get whooped in the wild card round team.
I bust your guys' chops all the time. I mean, Danny talks about the Raiders like they're 16-0, going into week 18.
That's not true.
Danny has this great ability, and Danny, it's what I love about you.
I could take away little wins, but in the preseason, did I not tell you they were going to stink?
No, but
I did.
But you have two great. Danny's two best qualities are that he brings a football everywhere he goes, and that's a great man move. Everywhere you go, Danny's like, "Yo, want to toss around the football?" And his other great move is, when his team stink, he still finds the silver lining. Which is a good trait. I bet your wife probably feels like
the silver and black lining.
Yeah. You have to. Otherwise, your existence is miserable.
So,
Brock Bowers is back, healthy for the first time, by the way.
Like that's Danny's excited about that.
but I laugh at this because Dan, you'll remember this. In the preseason, we were talking about maybe players, whatever, and Danny goes, the Raiders have a guy, Dante Thornton Jr., that is going to be something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's this Danny. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Silver and black, unbeaten. And then there was a highlight a couple of weeks ago where Dante Thornton Jr. did something. And I'm like, Danny told us a couple of months
Danny
ago.
Danny saw it coming.
But I think that there's the other side of that, too. Like, I'm negative with it. I was so mad. And everybody thought that Sam Darnold was great for the Seahawks after that Monday night game. I mean, Darnold looks great. Look at what JSN is doing. I think that there's the other side of the coin where there are the fans who are not
picturing like Pete Carroll. You're still picturing, oh, they got a great defense and Russell Wilson. And you still have that image of a team that was so great for a while. They never hit such rock bottom that they play like mediocre. Like they were like middle of the pack for so long. Now that they're sort of good again, it's hard to assess. Like, well, who are the stars on the Seahawks? Like, what are they really?
You're right. And Mike McDonald has done a great job in bringing in the pieces that they need. They swung a trade to get Ernest Jones last year. They did an in-season trade with Leonard Williams, and he's a part of their long-term future, even though he's not going to be there for another 10 years. But it's also a team that right now can't run the football, and they're, again, top 5 in the NFL in giveaways. And you look at them, and you're like, how in the world do you have 5 wins this season? And they maybe could have had more.
They're you could say, well-coached. They find good personnel in places you might not think, because the reality is the Seahawks of yesteryear, and I say yesteryear, not like Steve Largent and Dave Craig, like meaning Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, Legion of Boom, Marshawn Lynch. You had names. That team was full of, like, as Colin would say, stars.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like your team is like DK Metcalf gone, Russell Wilson gone, Pete Carroll. Like, I feel like your team is just well coached, and you have like secretly good personnel.
I think they're more like the Holmgren Seahawks, except they're better on defense than like Holmgren's offense was so good when that thing was cooking, and Hasselbeck, Darrell Jackson, and they were really, really good. But this defense is really, really good, and that's maybe who they are.
All right. Well, thank you, DB. I wish everyone's teams good luck this weekend in the NFL. Week 9. Can you believe that? We are at the midway point, just like that. Now, coming up, we're going to give away a prize. So if you want to play a game that I get such a kick out of, will Rich's mom know? That's me. That's my mom. Marianne, 70 years old, from Long Island. She thinks she's in the loop on things. But you got to decide, will she know the answer to sports and pop culture questions I ask her? If you guess it right, you win a prize. We'll do that next. Again, if you want to play, win a prize. 877-99 on Fox. We'll do it next. All right, now, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, look no further, my friends, than Express Employment Pros. They make it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, interviews with unqualified people. Move up to the pros with expresspros.com. Express is your full-service workforce solution. They connect you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they got the talent you need ready to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving businesses time and increasing flexibility. Find the nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations, locally owned and operated, backed by the support of international headquarters. We know that hiring is stressful. Stop the hassles. Partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you.
What do you think the top selling Halloween candies are? We all know everybody has their personal favorite.
Now, I'll give you the top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5. One non-chocolate makes the list. What do you think it is?
One non-chocolate. I got it.
The mini bags of?
Oh, mini bags of Starburst.
The little Sour Patch.
Oh, really?
The little Sour Patch. Number 4, Kit Kat, which I think is the go-to. Those mini Kit Kats. I've convinced myself.
How do you pass up on them? You know what I mean?
I've convinced myself.
This is why people get fat.
I've convinced myself 25 of those equal one real Kit Kat. And I'm like, no, probably like 4.
That's Halloween dad mess.
Yeah,
Twix.
Yeah. Same
You
with
start
Twix.
pulling your dad's trick. Remember your dad's trick of the 80s? Like, yeah, I need to check the candy for razor blades or whatever. And you would take all the good stuff.
It's about 12 Twix, mini Twix equal like one real Twix, right?
It equals like one half of a Twix.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay.
I think you're right about that.
Equals one left Twix.
So Sour Patch Kids 5, Kit Kat 4, number 3. Can I guess?
3 and 2 are boring, but they're legends.
It's the M&M brand.
M&M, and then number 2 is peanut M&Ms. That's your number 2, and the number 1 candy. I saw a documentary on the History Channel where you do some work. The food that built America. There was a candy episode about Hershey and Reese's and all that. Reese's peanut butter cup. It was a dude. Reese's decided. No one ever decided to combine peanut butter and chocolate, and when he did, he was like,
"Do you remember those goofy commercials? You got your chocolate in my peanut butter. you put my peanut butter in my chocolate."
That's your number 1 Halloween candy.
Number 1. And by the way, that's another one. If they're laying around, you're not eating one. This is where it all begins. All the damage begins. So those are the top 5 Halloween candies.
Yeah.
Can I just say that my personal favorite is $100 grand? And I say that because like you don't see them at the store and throughout the regular time of the year. And I cannot resist $100 grand. I think it's the perfect.
It's got all the perfect little
it's
ingredients.
Got the crunchies, the caramel. Like I can't pass up that little turd nugget called $100 grand.
Oh, that's a great little turd nugget.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my personal favorite. But yeah, what's yours and what do you think of that? And that got us thinking when it comes to sports-related candies, sports-related candy, what do you think of?
Being that I go to the snack shack like 3 days a week with my kids at the baseball and softball field.
Yeah.
I think one that I don't see anymore, but we loved as kids. You always bring it up. I feel like you loved it more than I did.
Because if you went to Moe's or Herman's or give me another one. Gotta go to Moe's.
A Sports Authority?
Sports Authority, Big Five. They always had Gator gum right there at the register.
The Gatorade gum.
And I'll give an honorable mention to Quench gum. But Gator gum, I could salivate thinking about it.
You ever see a picture and you could taste it? Like,
yeah, that one.
that sounds dirty.
Whoa,
hey. Choking on your own
saliva. But that makes me think of another gum.
Dude, it's making him actually
I
salivate.
think I have a Gator gum from 82 stuck in my throat right now. From the mid-'80s. Invented by Jim Bouton. Another gum.
Yeah.
Former MLB pitcher, New York Yankee Jim Bouton, made a shredded gum to emulate tobacco. And that's Big League Chew.
Yeah. You know what? Kids still love it. It's still at the snack shack. Kids love some Big League Chew. And Aaron Judge became one of the faces of Big League Chew. So it's sort of back in a big way.
Speaking of Yankees that hit home runs, number 44 himself, from 78 to 81, the Reggie bar was a big deal. Reggie Jackson had his own bar, but it ended in 81, but it came back for nostalgic reasons in the 90s
like
and the 2010s. Like it goes away and
Looks like
comes
a Reggie
back.
turd.
Like a patty, yeah, like a
The Reggie turd. Looks like Reggie had corn for dinner.
And you know what? We left the best for last, but it's really a misconception, like Dave Concepcion.
Yeah.
It's a misconception. And that's the Baby Ruth, number
Baby
one.
Ruth?
And everyone thinks it's about Babe Ruth, and I'm going to let you believe that, but apparently it's not. It was invented in 1921, and it was a tribute to Ruth Cleveland, Grover Cleveland's daughter.
Bullshit.
But everyone thinks it's Babe Ruth, so we say it's Babe Ruth,
Yeah,
and we move on.
Popularized by Sloth.
There you go.
All right.
And wait, hold on. Can I just, for the old guys watching, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks? Come on, dude.
Who has Cracker Jacks?
Me.
I do like Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, how do you not like them? What are you, a fiddle-faddle
It's
guy?
caramel popcorn. How can you hate it?
What are you,
You buying Cracker Jacks at the stadium?
what are you, a Crunch and Munch guy?
Well,
Last time I had Cracker Jacks, it looked like this box.
I mean,
You weren't a fan of the prize?
You should dress up as a little Cracker Jack guy for Halloween. Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. Covino claims this is Will Smith's only cool song. I think there's others. I'm a Will guy, but Covino's not. Nightmare on My Street. Hey, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich, and for over 40 years, shout out to Tire Rack. They've been helping you find the right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection. Convenient installation options. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, we're going to go over weekend hobnobbing, what to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. We'll go over some NFL picks. We'll do all that. We'll play Will Rich's Mom Know? But first, an update from the man himself, Dan Byer. DB, what's going on, my friend?
Let's start in Toronto, where it's Game 6 of the World Series. Dodgers and Blue Jays coverage coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You will see it on Fox. The pitching matchup, Kevin Gausman on the hill for the Jays, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. More changes to the Dodgers lineup. Mookie Betts has been dropped to 4th, so he'll back cleanup tonight. Andy Pages remains out of the lineup for L.A. One note from the NBA, Pacers' Obi Toppin's going to be out until at least February as he needs foot surgery. Now let's get to the NFL injuries. A bunch of quarterbacks on this list. Jaden Daniels going to start for the Commanders against the Seahawks. Panthers going to have Bryce Young start against the Packers, so he only missed a game with his ankle sprain. Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. back starting in Week 9. He'll play in New England, while the Bengals don't know if they're going to have Joe Flacco just yet. Questionable to face the Bears coming up on Sunday. Niners will have Mac Jones start against the Giants and not Brock Purdy, while Kyler Murray was limited in practice for the second straight day for the Cardinals. They've got the Cowboys coming up on Monday Night Football. Bears running back DeAndre Swift's not going to play against the Bengals. Isaiah Pacheco out for the Chiefs against the Bills. Jaguars placed Travis Hunter on IR with a knee injury that he suffered in practice yesterday. Reports say the ACL is intact, but they're getting more tests done to find out the severity of the injury. Ravens docked $100,000 for their injury report fiasco last week involving Lamar Jackson. And the Dolphins made a move parting ways with GM Chris Greer. However, reports say head coach Mike McDaniel is going to remain in his post for the rest of the season. Rich, back to you.
Thank you, Dan Byer. Dan, how are you going to cheer really loud against Danny G's Dodgers with your voice going?
There will be no cheering, just observing.
How are you going to secretly root for Vladdy Jr.? Thank you. Have a great weekend, DB. Enjoy
Thanks,
some
Rich.
trick-or-treating with Brody.
He can't yell at his neighbors for their projector and their speakers.
I know. Stop playing basketball. All right. Hey, let's do this. It's a game we played a couple times. I love this because I think it's fun to test the knowledge of our parents. What do our boomer parents absorb? This is a little game we call Will Rich's Mom Know?
He loves sports.
I love football.
Mets. And she loves him.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is, will Rich's mom know?
All right. Happy Friday. Rich, the contestant, is going to need to answer 2 out of 5 questions correctly to win a CNR Turbo football.
I love it. This is so much fun. This is a great game. Who do we get on the phone first? Let's say hi to my mom.
All right. Yep. First, let's get Marianne on the line.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Rich.
How are
guys.
you? Hi.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween to you. Mom, do you remember any costumes I was as a kid? Can you remember back to the 80s?
Yep.
Well,
you were Alf.
I was Alf? Okay.
Yeah.
Shocker.
And another time you were the Iron Sheik. I
was the Iron Sheik one year. That is a good memory.
Yep, I remember.
All right. Well, hey, Mom's
You
on
know
the line.
what I would have been this year for Halloween?
What would you have been?
I would have wore a bag over my head as a Raider fan.
My mom and Danny G, they're one commonality.
It's been hard watching Geno Smith.
Every week, my mom's like, when are they going to get
I
better,
know.
Richie? All right, Mom, we're going to ask you questions, and don't answer right away. You know how this goes. But people will guess whether or not you know or not, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's get Alice on the line. She's going to be our contestant. She's in Pittsburgh.
Hi, Alice.
Hey, Alice. How are you?
I'm great. I used to listen to Rob Parker and Calvin at 7, but I left work early. So.
Oh, look at that. Hey, welcome to Covino Rich.
Yeah. All right. So, you got to answer 2 out of the 5 correct to win a CNR prize.
Okay. You just have to decide, Alice, will my mom know?
Okay.
Question 1. You don't answer. Neither does my mom. You have to guess first. Here we go. All right. Being that it's Halloween, a classic horror movie from my childhood, Child's Play, featured a killer doll named Chucky. What former NFL coach has this nickname? Alice, will my mom know or not?
I don't think so. No.
You don't think she'll know. Mom, who is the NFL coach known as Chucky?
John Grugan. I have a T-shirt of him.
You have a T-shirt of him. Okay.
Wait, did she say
That says
Grugan or Gruden? I'll take John Grugan.
Parents mispronounce everything.
Okay,
I'll
so we'll
give it
take
to
that. That counts.
1. Sorry, Alice. She missed it.
Sorry.
All right, so Alice,
Spirit of the law.
now you have to get 2. You have 2 out of 4 now. Here we go. All right, Mom. A trendy Halloween costume this year is probably the CEO who cheated with his employee. What concert were they at? That CEO and his employee, they cheated at what band's concert? Will my mom know? Alice, yes or no?
I think she'll know.
You think she'll know? Okay, Mom.
I have no idea.
Oh, man. Alice, 0 for 2. All right, here we go. Okay.
Oh, no.
Wait, we didn't count the first one?
Wait, Alice guessed she
But-
wouldn't know.
but
Oh,
she-
okay. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, she did say John Grugan.
All right, so you need to get 2 out of 3, Alice. Here we go. 3rd question for Mom. All right, Mom. Shohei Ohtani uses walk-up music from what current-day crooner? Shohei Ohtani uses walk-up music from what current-day crooner? Alice, will my mom, Marianne, know yes or no?
No.
Mom?
Michael Bublé.
Oh, wow!
What the heck?
Damn. All right, so Mom's Sorry, Alice, you're
So,
0-3. I'm sorry.
Alice needs to get the last two correct here to win.
Okay. All right, Mom.
She's like the Dodgers. She needs game 6 and 7.
I know, geez.
By the way, I'm giving a dinging sound correct for if Marianne gets it right. But should I be giving a ding sound if I think I should just be doing it the way I've been doing it?
I don't know. We should have consulted with the.
Here.
We should have consulted with the ghost of Chuck Woolery, Sam.
All right. I'll just stick with
Sam.
the plan.
Yes.
All right.
Just stick with it.
Question 4 from my mom. Mom, your granddaughter, my daughter, Emmy, along with millions of other young girls, dressed up this year for Halloween based off of what Netflix anime movie? Will my mom know, Alice? Yes or no? What's the Netflix movie that my daughter dressed up for Halloween?
No.
No. Okay. Mom.
I don't know. I actually was going to say Taylor Swift.
No, not Taylor Swift. So, hey, you get it right, Alice. All right.
So Alice gets a point
Alice
there. She
gets a point.
stays alive.
All right. So
just like how Yamamoto's going to shut down the
Who
Blue
was,
Jays.
who's that going to be?
Oh, yeah, I can't tell you. No, K-pop Demon Hunters, Mom. K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right, Alice needs to win game 7 right now.
All right, Alice, if you get this right, you win. Mom, Alice's prize is in your hands. Here we go. Question 5. What current Dodger star shares a first name with one of my favorite Mets from the 1980s? And here's the hint. Your grandson, Ben, just got his jersey. Will my mom know that Dodger's name? Alice, yes or no?
Yes.
Mom?
Mookie Betts.
Oh, she rallies. What a comeback.
And your favorite
Yes.
was Mookie Wilson.
My favorite was Mookie Wilson. My son likes Mookie Betts. We're a Mookie family. Hey, Mom, love you. Happy Halloween, all right?
Love you.
And Alice in Pittsburgh, hopefully the Dodgers follow your lead and win the next 2 nights here in a row.
There you go. Alice, congrats. Thanks for checking out Covino and Rich. I know you're an Odd Couple fan. Now you got Covino and Rich as well, all right, bud?
Thanks, guys.
All right. Hold on, Alice. And Mom, have a great Halloween weekend. All right. Coming up on CNR, we're going to let you know what to watch in the world of sports and entertainment, something we call Weekend Hobnobbing. And we do it next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Watched that 15-inning game with some of my softball buddies.
And 5 hours of glory.
That was insanity.
It was a memorable moment for me because I'll always remember where I was because, some of my good pals that I play softball with, it was the 9th inning when our game was wrapping up, and someone's like, yo, break out your phone. Let's watch the last inning or so. And we ended up sitting at the softball field for an hour and a half together, like watching the last, 6 innings of that game.
That was insane.
And I bring that up because it's just very clear. It's abundantly clear that the idea of moving someone over in small ball, analytics, micro, macro, whatever it is, no one is doing it, no matter what. I mean, how many opportunities in extra innings did someone have a chance to say, move someone over? And don't tell me the one great wheel play the Dodgers pulled in the divisional round is deterrent, because you're telling me that all those extra inning opportunities, leadoff double, a walk, and then a guy singled first and second. No one on the Mariners or the Blue Jays, the Mariners or the Tigers coaching staff at any point said pushed for, come on, we got to bunt them over. Is bunting over just not done?
A few people failed at the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, they just aren't skilled in that way. A lot of commentary over the weekend of, can you imagine what if Tony Gwynn was around or Wade Boggs would think watching the way people just swing for the fences instead of making contact and trying to
move the runner over,
and just regular baseball fundamentals. Now, granted, these teams that are here have more than like the Yankees and the Mets and teams that haven't gone this far. But it's so evident when you're watching that game that it's just a different game that we're watching here. But it was still so exciting, man.
I remember.
Dude, so loud that it registered on the Andy Richter scale in Seattle.
I heard
See that?
It's named after him, right?
It's named after him.
Andy
No,
Richter.
but it did measure on the Richter scale, right?
Yeah,
Like, it
yep.
got so loud. It was so hyped. Even though we might not like that style of play, it was unbelievable to see, like, oh, my God, is anybody going to win this game? We're 15 innings, man.
I mean, everybody wants to be Freddie Freeman holding their bat like this.
It's true. Everybody wants that hero moment.
Yeah, it's the equivalent to the NBA where guys chuck up threes and half-court shots and from the logo. That's what the younger generation likes, and so you got to roll with it.
Danny, why draw up a possible game-winning play when you could just heave up a three? You're right. It's the equivalent. And listen, we're just fans. I'm not in the Major League Baseball dugout, so for all they know, they're like, hey, moron, we know the analytics. We know 3 at-bats, 1 hit wins it. Why are we going to give up an out? But I don't know. Fundamentally, my mind is like, get the guy to third. You have 2 shots, a fly ball, a ground ball hard the other way could score your winning run. I don't
So many
get
double
it,
plays.
but there must be.
Covino's Yankees could have extended their series had they generated some runs there in those last few innings.
Without a doubt. And the sentiment there is, and I agree with it, is teams like that are built for 162, not for, like in the long run, they're going to hit all these home runs and drive in all these runs. But in a short series like that, when you're swinging for the fences, good pitching is going to stop that always.
Bro,
and that's what we were seeing. A bunch of
it's,
dudes, a bunch of role players swinging for the fence.
You know why?
Good pitching was stopping it, and high-pressure moments were stopping it, and it went 15 innings. For us, the casual fan, edge of my seat, I can't imagine how a Tigers fan or a Mariners fan felt watching that nail-biting 15-inning marathon.
Let me tell you, that's why my Mets weren't in the postseason. That weekend, the weeks leading up to the end of the season, multiple games. I remember one in particular where similar scenario. Mets are up in the bottom of the inning. And you remember in regular season, you start with that phantom runner on second. And I remember the explanation was, quote, Francisco Alvarez is not a great bunter. And I'm like, or he can't bunt, or he doesn't do that. And I'm like, your eighth in the order catcher can't bunt over a guy. And then
I understand some people are better than others, but you're in the major leagues. Like, figure it out.
And I'm not saying it's easy to lay down a bunt against a guy throwing 96-mile-an-hour splitters.
No, but you're teaching your kids when you're coaching. You're teaching them how to bunt.
If I'm fundamentally trying to teach little ones these skills, come on now. Yo, I was saying, hit me up with a nice little wolf growl, a little howl. Thank you. Enjoy your trick-or-treating while simultaneously watching the World Series tonight.
You're just going to ignore that? What was that?
I don't even know. Thank you, Danny. Hey, CNR on FSR. Appreciate you guys hanging with us. And if you miss any of the show, you can always catch it anytime. Just search Covino Rich wherever you get your pods or the Fox Sports Radio iHeart app. And Spotty's always putting great videos up, so I don't want those to go under the radar either. In addition to that, our bonus pod every week is like a fun 25-minute TV show. Overpromised. Video layers and everything. Just wherever you get your pods, just search Overpromised or on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@ Covino Rich FSR. Now it's time for some weekend hobnobbing. Let's go.
Living for the weekend. Your winning bets for talking points if you get stuck socializing.
You ever done anything dangerous? You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? That is dangerous.
Friday brings us Weekend Hobnobbing.
Every Friday, we go over what to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. Something you might miss, something you might have missed in the theater when it was out. I watched this the other day, so if you want some creepy stuff, Julia Garner, you guys remember her from Ozark? Marty! She's in a movie called Weapons, which is about kids that are missing. Super, super creepy. Might want to check that out. DB, what's on your weekend agenda?
Well, I'll tell you this, Rich. Jason Stewart has talked highly about Weapons for a long, long time. I'll tell you what, you've seen the promos for it on Peacock?
Yeah.
Jurassic World, the one with the Mosasaurus. Yes, that one's coming out. So that is a must-watch this weekend with the sun. You're probably going to see promos upon promos upon promos, but the latest Jurassic World movie.
Dan, honestly, it gets me slightly emotional realizing that your son is in that dinosaur phase.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
It comes and goes. It does. Like, my son handed in his T-Rexes and Brontosauruses, and now he's like Mookie Betts and, watching football. Like, kids, that's like such a little boy phase, dinosaurs.
Stegosaurus today at school for the Halloween, as much as I wanted him to go as any athlete. He did have a Christian Yelich t-shirt underneath the Stegosaurus,
That's cool.
but yes.
By the way, there's the point in every dad's life where their son knows more about dinosaurs than like a paleontologist.
Yes.
Knows every one of them.
Yes.
Anything else you guys are watching this weekend? What you got?
Yeah, of course. Do you want college football first
Let's
or
do
after
college
the
football.
show?
I feel like college football
Yeah.
is we need to watch something Saturday
Week
besides
10,
Game 7.
Week 10, college football, some must-watch games. Number 9, Vanderbilt. They've surprised a lot of folks this season. They're at number 20, Texas. Navy at North Texas. Number 13, Texas Tech at Kansas State. Number 18, Oklahoma at number 14, Tennessee. Number 17, Cincinnati at number 24, Utah. Penn State at number 1, Ohio State. Number 23, USC at Nebraska. Number 5, Georgia at Florida.
Oh, there you go. Some college foosball.
And then a couple of shows here. I've been getting you on board with Task.
I think I'm gonna dive deeper into that tonight.
Yeah, HBO Max. Is it Ruffalo or Ruffalo? It's Ruffalo,
I
right?
do not know.
Like Buffalo.
One of the greatest handsome rom-com guys of all time.
This is coming from the Flacco crew,
Yeah,
right?
Stop it. No, but he's a tortured FBI field agent, and he's in the middle of a really intense case. Every episode is like a mini movie. I love the way they shoot it. The acting is great. So if you have time for Task, check that out. And then Netflix, Starting 5. It's like Quarterback, but NBA. They feature, and they follow him around for all of last season, SGA, Tyrese Halliburton, KD, Jaylen Brown, and the dude that surprised me because he's so funny and personable, James Harden. I had no idea. I always thought he was kind of off-putting, but when you see him on Starting 5, he's a funny dude.
He hides behind that beard, that's all.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's when you watch quarterback, receiver, Starting 5, you do get a glimpse into the career and the personal life of some of these guys, and you end up liking some more than you thought, and there's others that you're like, I don't really feel him as much. No offense to Devontae Adams. I used to think Devontae Adams was like the coolest guy. Watching that, I'm like, sort of a bummer.
But after you saw Marcus Mariota, you went and got a poster.
Marcus Mariota, another guy. I'm like,
You and that photographer in Kansas City that Adam shoved that one time. You're on the same page.
Exactly.
Speaking of Netflix, have you guys seen the Expos doc yet?
Bro, I started, and I dozed off not because it wasn't good, because I started at like 1 a.m.
Yes, yes.
What I watched so far, definitely got to go back and watch this.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of subtitles, but that's okay.
There's a lot of
French? Yep.
There's a lot of blame being passed around as to who killed the Montreal Expos.
Yes. And in the end, you'll be like, yeah, it makes sense that they don't have a team anymore.
It's such a bummer when they show the B-roll of how, and just the footage of Gary Carter, Dawson, and all those guys.
Yeah.
That was a baseball city. We forget how really Montreal was bigger than Toronto as far as baseball.
Yes.
Expos had
for a little while. Yeah.
I'll just say this about that doc. My buddy's mom, who's Canadian, she's from the Toronto area, she watched it and cried. So that should tell you something about the emotion behind the Expos.
Wow.
Wow.
Cried, you
Wow.
say?
Yeah, she cried. She's Canadian. She cried.
Wow.
Now, Danny G, being that you love Task with Mark Ruffalo, Spot, do you think we should recommend 2 old school Mark Ruffalo rom-coms just to show Danny the versatile acting of Mark Ruffalo? I'm surprised you don't know Mark Ruffalo. 13 going on 30.
I mean, I've obviously seen him in movies.
Just Like Heaven with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, that's a fantastic. I was going to recommend that one with Gwyneth Paltrow where she's a pilot or trying to be a flight attendant.
I don't think I've seen that one.
So, yeah.
He's also in Poor Things, and he's hysterical in it.
He's fantastic.
He's like three-time nominated Academy Award nominee. So,
there's
good actor.
also a show on Netflix I want to throw out there. Nobody Wants This. If you've been watching that with Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, he's the rabbi, and she's not Jewish, and like they go through their struggles of a relationship. It's like an easy watch with the wifey or girlfriend. That's a good one on Netflix. Now, as far as NFL on Sunday, we went over the big games of the week, but I think if you're a football fan, the one game, if you're going to lock in on something, Sunday Night Football is delivering this week. It always does. It always has the highest ratings. But Bills, Chiefs, think of how many great games those two teams have given us over the last handful of years. The next chapter could be written this week, and we'll see if the Chiefs are back to where we thought they were. If the Bills, like, not so fast. We're the Buffalo Bills. We got something to prove. We'll find that out as well.
And remember, last one for me, if you want some brainless reality TV, the reunion for Love is Blind Season 9 Denver. I mean, a lot of the cast members seem like they were, how would you say it, Rich? Gardening before the show. Something with green vegetables, a lot of red eyes, maybe some drinks were tipped back prior to the...
and this is in Denver?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's odd.
Let me tell you, everyone did appear like they had an edible an hour before the show. But I will say, if you watch that, I want you to keep an eye out. There was a guy that I hated the whole season, and I ended up thinking in the reunion he was great. Joe
and his buddy Jordan, who is busting up, cracking up, laughing the entire time the reunion is going on, and that's why a lot of people think the two of them were in the parking lot smoking prior to the reunion.
If you did watch the series, it is a dumb, fun finale. And 2 other quick shows, and then we'll give you the Express Pro of the Week. 2 other shows. Chad Powers, I was really disappointed to find out. Episode 6, that's it. Season 1, only 6 episodes. And they leave on a real awesome cliffhanger. And they have not decided, the Mannings and Hulu and everyone have not decided if they're definitely doing a season 2. I think they should, but now we have to wait for season 2. So, Chad Powers. And we had the Only Murders in the Building finale this week. And they just announced that they're going to do one more season 6, in a year from now. So, something to watch this weekend.
And don't forget,
sports.
World Series Game 7 tomorrow.
Oh, what's that? And Back to the Future in theaters, 40th anniversary.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. All right, thank you, guys. Now, listen, real quick, got to let you know we are doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And with Express Employment Pros, you got the local connection to the job market. Get started at expresspros.com. Find the location near you. And before we get out of here, we got to give you the Express Pros Pro of the Week. And I would say I was like Vladdy Jr. I'm going to say you savage single-handedly 12 strikeouts, shut down the Dodgers lineup. This kid started the year, like I said, I feel like he was playing Connie Mack or Babe Ruth League, and by the time he's in the World Series. So enjoy your weekend, enjoy your baseball and everything. Until next time, arrivederci, baby. See you in the promised land. Goodbye.
Come on, Dodgers. Let's go.